Hi there, it's Sam from Poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a stack of boxes. Now, I make stacks of boxes quite frequently, but they tend to really be at Christmas time, and they make a beautiful piece of home decor. And I thought to myself when I was looking through the new catalogue when it came out, and right at the start of the catalogue, pages 12 and 14, you've got the woven thread suite, which is just stunning, and it's all about the paper and the stamps. There are sequins that go with it. I'm really a sequin user, to be fair, and there's this lovely ribbon. It's a trim, it's quite old-fashioned but in a good way, and I thought that would make a beautiful stack. And obviously there is this little pile of presents here. This is made using a special die that we've got, but I thought, let's bring Christmas into June, why not? So the papers are divine. This is the one I'm going to work with. I'm not going to make all three, but I've got the rest over here so you can take a look at them. They really are beautiful, just gorgeous, and obviously double-sided designs. The reverse of that one is the one I'm going to be using. Oh look, I've snuck some cardstock in there, purple posy. And so yeah, that's the back of the one I'm going to be using, and they are just gorgeous. It's so lovely, and the script on the stamp set is brilliant. At the point in time I'm filming, I'm still waiting to get my new product, so I've only been able to work with the pre-order stuff, but just look at that. Wishing you a day of love and joy, which is what I put on here. And actually you could make a nice wedding gift with this, I think, you know, the whole 3-tier cake and what have you. But I'm going to make the biggest box for you. All three are made in the same way. The dimensions for everything, I've got them written down here. They'll be on my blog in imperial and metric and in the 3 sizes. So, oh, and I should tell you the finish size. This big one finishes up at 3 by 3 by 2. They're all 2 inches tall. So this one's 3 by 3, 2.5 by 2, 2.5 by 2.5 and 2 by 2, which in metric 7.5 by 7.5 by 5 centimetres, so they're all 5 centimetres tall. 6.25 by 6.25, and this one's 5 by 5. So nice. Okay, and these are fold over boxes. So this one, like I say, it's the biggest one, starts with a piece of paper, 12 by 7 inches, 30 by 17.5 centimetres, and on the long side score it at 2, 5, 7, 10 inches, which in metric is 5, 12.5, 17.5 and 25. And then you turn it round and score it on the short side at 2 and 5, which is 5 and 12.5. So all 3 boxes are scored in the same fashion. So the long side first, then the short side, and they'll all be built in the same way as well. So I'm burnishing my score lines. So obviously you could make these 3, you don't have to stack them on top of one another, you could just simply, you know, I've handed you the dimensions for 3 different size boxes, but the stack I think looks rather lovely, and like I say, this paper is divine. I've lost my score line. There it is. There you go. So hopefully on this side you can see it a little better. So you take it and you hold it this way round, and you can see we've got 1, 2, 3 squares and 2 rectangles, and the same at the top. What we're going to do is going to cut into the squares and keep the rectangles perfectly straight. There you go. So cutting into the square, leaving the rectangle straight, and do that for all of them. And these are paper boxes, but they're very sturdy. Our paper is amazing quality. You know, they do make a good size box. And they don't buckle under pressure. I mean, you know, you wouldn't put a massive heavy jar of, I don't know, Body Shop body butter or anything in them, because that would make it sag, but something sizable but not heavy is going to be absolutely fine. And to be fair, probably you could, you just wouldn't lift it up by the edges, put something heavy in, because it's actually an enclosed bottom to it, so nothing's going to fall out. You know, your adhesive's not going to give way. Okay. So that's how this one's finished up. I'm throwing my shadow over it so you can see the top. And all of them are going to finish exactly the same way. And what I'm going to do now, and I'm going for speed, adhesive on all those what were once squares and now aren't. So you put adhesive in all of those. All of them. So you bring one round at one end and the other. Okay, so that's the bit we're making now. This one's going to stick round. So I need to bring my hands round. And the one that mirrors it is going to come round, and that's formed the base. And so we're going to bring in the lid. Bring those round. And that's where you put all of your goodies and treats in there. Bring the lid closed, and that's the first one made. And then when you make the other ones, as you can see, oh, Sorrel agrees, there's a nice little border around, and when you tie your ribbon on top they stay in place. And I've just literally stamped "Wishing you a day of love and joy" on it. Just lovely. I hope you like it. Anyway, do make a stack of boxes, so worth it. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon. Bye.